Alright, check it out. In this video I'll be teaching you how to turn a drawing into a full vector image. Now I'm using a program similar to Photoshop, but it's called Corel Paint Shop Pro. It's a bit cheaper, and if you don't have the money to spend, I suggest it. And if you want to get something for free, GIMP is basically a free Photoshop. Obviously not as good, but it's definitely free. So starting off here, you're really just going to want to make a separate layer, and that's what you see on the right. It's called a vector layer. The quality of this image is as best I can do. My other kind of recording screen software just doesn't really work anymore, so this is a new one I'm trying. It was free, so if you have any suggestions, let me know. But starting off, I'm just doing a few circles because my image fits that very well, and it's better than trying to draw the lines and make them look like a complete circle. So I'm using the circle tool, which can be used as a vector tool, and basically if you hold control and stretch your circle out, it'll start from your center point rather than an edge, which is a tip that took me a little while to figure out, and made for a bit easier of fitting circles to where you actually wanted them. And yeah, it's pretty basic. You just stretch them to the necessary place. And now we'll skip ahead to using the pen tool. And the pen tool is a little bit harder to kind of master and use. I still am not the best at it. But, you know, starting in here, you can see that the lines that you will make can be as even or as kind of choppy as you take the time to make them. So I know I really take my time to make sure it looks even, because especially when you blow it up larger, they just get amplified, because the way a vector works out is that it's just like each section grows, and so it keeps perfect like quality, but the curved edges and like joints between the two lines are the really points that you got to watch out for. So as you can see here, I'm kind of going back and forth, backtracking to make sure the lines are good. And right now I'm just using the pen tool and using it on like a connected segment setting, so I don't have to kind of reset every time the end of one line is connected to the next. And really, the smaller increments you go, the more smooth your joints will be. But you got to find a happy medium, so you're not taking an hour to do half a circle kind of thing. So right here you can see that the angled curve is the kind of one I'm using, but you can also use a straight edge, and that will give you perfectly straight lines just stuck on like an axis to kind of create an angle if you use the connected segments. But yeah, so I'm just kind of going around this circle, and I will cut to a now part where you can see that I've finished a line segment, and I'm actually using a cut tool. I'm not sure the proper name for it, but it breaks up a line and allows you to edit it once it's done. So if you kind of notice something too far back, to just Control-Alt-Delete and back it up, it'll allow you to cut the line and edit it once you're there. And it's really helpful. It's easy to use and allows for kind of not having to redo a lot of stuff. But yeah, so if you have any questions about this, you can see that I'm now working on editing the thickness of the tongue piece, and that's just another good thing about it, is that you can always come back and re-edit it. Nothing's permanent, so you can change how thick the line is if you don't like it in the end, and rather than drawing it in and having to erase it, basically, it allows you to just kind of edit on the go and keep at it. So if you have any other questions about kind of vectoring, this is a really basic tutorial to kind of get you guys going. I'm obviously not the best at it, but this was my kind of way of doing things. I'll also do one on turning like actually a photograph, like my face design, into one. This is a drawing tutorial into a vector, because the face ones I actually find a bit easier, because you don't have to be so exact, and it does allow for some pretty cool things on addition to using this. And one last thing I'll suggest is that just be cognizant of the colors you're using, because right now I'm using black with a transparent outline or transparent fill, and what that means is that there's no fill I don't show an example in the video, but if you were to have white in there and you don't kind of close off a section, it kind of creates a really weird effect. And it does work well going back into it and adding color, but I really suggest starting off with just black outline and then going in with your editing the color in later when you can, because it'll make it a lot easier, and it'll save you the hassle of kind of having to layer things up and learning all that on top of it. So if you have any questions, leave them in the description. Once again, if you're interested in this exact program, I use Corel Paint Shop Pro, and I also use Corel Video Studio Pro to edit all my videos. So they're cheap; they're like $50 each, and work great. As far as other programs, Photoshop's obviously the standard. I've never really used the newest and greatest versions, so I couldn't really pledge for it as to how each tool is going to be a little bit different from there. But GIMP and Inkscape are both two other very good free programs, or they're the best free programs I've found so far. So check those out, and if you have any questions, leave them in the description or PM me them, and let me know if this helped you guys out. Peace.